Today I'm going to show you how to replace a leaking power steering line in a 2002 Acura TL. It's tons of fun. Not. We're going to go ahead and get the car as high up as possible on some secure jack stands because we're going to be crawling underneath the vehicle to remove this power steering line. So take care and make sure you use the factory jack stand points, and obviously safety is paramount here. So alright, so from what I understand on these high mileage V6 Acura Honda motors, leaking high pressure power steering lines is pretty common. They tend to leak right here where the metal crimp piece meets the rubber hose. So today we're just going to go ahead and replace this, and this person's car will be back on the road. So it's just 2 bolts holding it onto the power steering pump right there. I think they're 10mm. Alright, we're going to start off by removing these 2 10mm bolts on the pump. And your line should just pull right off. Alright, so if you follow the power steering line, there is a clamp with a 10mm bolt slightly behind the motor right here. We're just going to go ahead and remove that carefully. And then we can go ahead and just pull the bracket off, like so. So for the next step, you're going to need to disconnect the pressure sensor on the line. I find the best way to get to it is actually to remove the passenger side front wheel, and you can reach in through the wheel well and just unclip it. There you go. Totally not staged. Alright, for this next step, we're going to go ahead and crawl underneath the car to gain access to the brackets that are holding the rest of this thing together. Now that you've got your pressure sensor unbolted, or undone, or unplugged, or whatever, the next step is going to be unbolting the bracket that's holding the pressure line to the subframe, which is one over here, and there's one further down over there. But it's just dawned on me that I can't fit any of my current tools in here from above or out from the side. So we're going to have to take a quick break and run to the store to buy some tools. Alright, so now we're back from Harbor Freight. We've got our nice little flexi ratchety combination wrench here, and we're going to go ahead and get her inserted onto the bracket. A slightly tight fit, but she does fit, and we're just going to hopefully undo it, which it's doing. Okay, so undo this bracket and the other on the driver's side, and you're almost there. Alright, so now you've got the passenger side bracket undone. You're going to follow the pressure line over to the driver's side, and right there by the body mount, or where the subframe meets the unibody, there's going to be one more bracket there. So we're going to go ahead and undo that. Alright, now you've got your retaining brackets removed. The last part here is just undoing these 2 bolts that hold the pressure line to the power steering rack. So go ahead and undo those. Oh, and one more thing I should note. At this point, it'll probably be good to place a pan or something underneath your car, because all the residual power steering fluid in the line will most likely drain out and go everywhere, so be prepared to catch that. Alright, so now you've got the pressure line removed from the rack and pinion, the retaining brackets removed, and the pressure switch disconnected, and along with the line being removed from the power steering pump. We can go ahead and start to fish it out of the car, and once we get it out, we'll go ahead and prep the new line for installation. Alright, so if you made it this far, and if you've done a little bit of research, you'll notice some write-ups call for you to pull down the exhaust, and I'm attempting to do this without pulling the exhaust down because I don't really want to deal with these rusty bolts or anything like that. So I come to find out that as you pull the whole power steering line down, you'll want to rotate towards the front of the car like this, and then you can actually just start pulling. Pulling the hose out ever so carefully. Like so. And again, take note how you remove this because installing will be the reverse of this. So look at that. And we got it. So to recap, oh shit. Let's let that drain out. Alright, so when it's installed, it's like this in the car. So you'll remove the power steering rack side first and work that out. And you'll start to rotate towards the front of the car like this, and then yank the soft line out and it just slides over. So there you go. You've just removed it. Helps to have a big pan without dropping the exhaust. Ooh, need these. Alright, now let's prep the new line. Ow, fudge. Yeah. Huh. Alright, so now we got the old line next to the new line, and we're just going to go ahead and prep this for install. So you're going to want to make sure that, one, you don't have any of the old O-rings stuck in the car. And checking the old line, we got the O-ring still there, and the O-ring still there. So that's good. We want to go ahead and swap over the pressure switch from the old line to the new line, and then make sure any rubber grommets for the brackets we transfer over. This is the factory upper kind of bushing grommet thing. It's not split, and the new line doesn't have one, so I'm just going to go ahead and split this and transfer it over. And once we have everything over, really it's just, I've said this a lot in previous videos, but it's just reverse of the removal, which I'm sure will be fun. Alrighty, so we have the pressure switch moved over, all the appropriate rubber bracket holder things swapped over, we have O-rings on the pressure fittings, and we're ready to swap this thing in. Okay. Let's see here. So, we go up like this, like that. Alright, come on. Nice and easy. Be nice to me. Are you being nice? Ow. Come on, baby. I know you want to go in there. No, maybe not. Okay, well maybe. Yeah, you know, and everything is like razor sharp under here. And then when you get cut, it stings. Okay, so I've got the new hardline finally bolted back into the power steering rack. It's quite a pain in the butt. My recommendation is to have a good set of pry bars to help persuade the hardline around the old lines, or the existing lines, and basically you can kind of bend it in and around the area to get it back to the power steering rack. And then just lining the orifice right back into the hole and kind of tightening it down as needed. So I'd say the majority of the hard stuff is over. Now we're going to go ahead and reattach the pressure line back to the subframe with the brackets, and then we're going to wrap it up by reinstalling the other end back to the power steering pump. Alright, so there you have it, folks. The line is now attached to the power steering pump and properly installed in the vehicle. At this point, we'll go ahead and add the appropriate power steering fluid, and the job is done. If you like what you saw, please share, subscribe, and like. Or like, share, and subscribe. Or just subscribe or like. Whatever. Thanks for watching.